Hi all, I'm here to tell you about how to survive type 1 diabetes and the flu. Every type 1 diabetic is advised to get the flu shot because of our weak immune systems. I went to get mine this October, and unfortunately I was sick at the time of the visit to get it. They advised me not to get it at the time. I kind of blew it off, and that was a big mistake because this week I came down with the flu, type B to be exact. I ended up in the ER. It just wasn't fun. Some advice when you have the flu with type 1 is really keep an eye on your blood sugars. I mean, you'll know if you're getting sick, if your blood sugars are kind of out of whack or kind of creeping really high or just not the normal and you don't feel good, you know something's brewing. I started to see that Monday. My sugars were a little off, like 150, 160 during the day, but I felt tired, achy, but nothing crazy, no fever. By nighttime, I had a temperature of 102, and my sugar was like 170. Again, nothing crazy, but I knew something was there. Tuesday, my fever kind of broke. Sugars were still okay, like 150. And I relaxed all day, didn't go to work. Wednesday, I decided to go to work since my temp was 99. 2 hours into work, I started to feel my sugar rise. I started to feel like I was going to faint, flushed. Just really didn't feel good. I had a coworker take me to the ER. My sugar was 290 and my temp was 101.5. By the time I got back to a bed, it was almost 103. They did a test for the flu, and lo and behold, it was flu. They hooked me up to IVs, Tylenol IV, regular IV, and sent me home with Tamiflu. Told me to get lots of rest and Tylenol and ibuprofen on and off for the fever. I don't really like to use ibuprofen too much because it can affect the kidneys, so I only used it when my temp really was high, like in the 102s. Otherwise, I would use the Tylenol. Because I wasn't eating, I was drinking, but I wasn't eating. I just had no appetite. I wanted my sugar to stay a little bit on the higher side, like 130 to 150. So I did a temp basal on my pod for as long as I could, which is a 12-hour span, and I just lessened it 10%. So for those of you with the pump and you can't eat and your sugars aren't high, my sugar at that point was 130, 140, 150. So I was able to temp basal it without it going too high. If my sugar was in the 200s, I wouldn't have temp basal at all. But I probably wouldn't have really corrected either that much, just a little bit. Half of a correction of what the pump advised because I wasn't eating. So I didn't want to fall too low and not be able to eat and recover from that. Again, if you're on the insulin, on the shots, you could do less of a shot as well, but, talk to your doctor about that. But that worked for me. So I did it at a 12-hour span, 10% less on a basal. I continued to drink water, Powerade Zero, vitamin water Zero, stuff with electrolytes. And eventually the fever did go away, but I found this bout of the flu, or this time, my immune system definitely took a hit. It took me a little longer to fight this than I had planned on, or than I usually do, because I usually get through pain well and try to fight through and, try to go to work and try to do everything. I was laid up in bed for a good 5 days. So I'm finally up now. Sugars are okay. Anywhere between 100 and 130. The temp basal is off. I'm still not eating, a good 3 meals a day. I'm eating maybe one good solid meal a day and a little snack here or there. But my sugars seem to be stable. And that's it. The biggest thing I say with the flu, and the biggest advice I could give is just watch your sugars. Something's coming up if your sugars are out of whack. Drink tons of fluids. If you don't feel good and you feel you have to go to the ER, go. Because due to our, weakened immune systems, we do have a harder time fighting things off. So if you feel like you just aren't getting better and, you just still don't feel right after a few days, go to the ER like I did. I felt like the IV helped me, tremendously, and just getting the Tylenol IV me helped the fever right away. Something that I don't think my body would have done that quickly on itself. So, that's about it. Again, if you're advised to get a flu shot, I would go do it. That's it. And if you are a type 1 suffering with the flu right now, I wish you all the luck. Get better soon, and take care.